everybody. Give everybody a chance to tap in with the kid before we start building on the subject matter for the day, man. We dealing with what's currently happening in the world today, man. Current news, man. I know y'all been paying attention, been tapping in to a lot of this current news, man. So we just gonna build on some of these things, man. I want to know where y'all minds at in regards to what's currently happening. Might add my input and all of that good stuff, man. But what's the word, man? How we living and how we feeling? Hey, Elijah Muhammad tried to tell us, man, the fall of America. Here we are. Jasmine, peace. What's happening, Queen? What's the word? How everybody living it? How everybody living and feeling? I know y'all see what's happening. It's only the beginning, man. It's only the beginning. Things about to get much crazier, man. So I hope we paying attention. I hope we paying attention, man. I hope we keeping our head on the swivel. I hope we researching, staying up to date in regards to the current happenings of the world, man. I really hope we staying hip because it's real in the field. AK, peace, what's happening? What's the word? Y'all saw the Roe versus Wade reversal, you know, so now each state, which y'all know I'm in Missouri. Missouri done already, you know what I'm saying? They done already banned the abortions, you know what I mean? So once they came out and reversed the decision, the state that I'm in, Missouri, was already like, let's get it. Abortions banned, you know. Missouri couldn't wait. Y'all know Missouri pretty racist, man, you know. So Missouri couldn't wait to get up on it, you know. Missouri couldn't wait to tell them it's banned. Couldn't wait. Lindell, peace. My brother Antonio, what's happening? Dale, peace. What's the word? You know, and I know y'all saw those, you know, the gun reform laws and whatnot. What is it? The domestic violence offenders. Anybody that's a threat to the community. Like little stuff like that, man, might not be able to get a gun. Now, that's that tricky language there, though. When they put something like anybody that's a threat to the community, what do you mean? You know, we got to elaborate on that. What do you mean somebody that's a threat to their community can't get a gun? Hey, when they did COINTELPRO, man, they considered you a threat if you spoke out against the government. You know, so if you spoke out against the system, you was considered a threat. So we got to watch a loose language like that when they say, oh, anybody that's a threat to their community can't go buy a firearm. Like, hold on, first, what do you mean? What are you talking about? What do you mean a threat to the community? We need to elaborate on that. Shantae, Peace Queen, what's happening? Oh, Jasmine, yep, Texas doesn't surprise me either. None of the southern states will surprise me. Shakir, the best book on that, African Holistic Health by Layla Africa. You know, so we got to watch it. And then the inflation, we already know the science behind that. We already know the science behind that little aspect of life, man. We just have to throw that in there because it's all connected. You know, it's all affecting us. It's all affecting us, man. But the DB, you know, hypocrisy. You know, hypocrisy, big time. Montel, peace. What's happening, Magic? What's happening? What's the word? But definitely hypocrisy. But it's a lot of, man, I'm seeing a lot of interesting conversations and debates like online in regards to the Roe versus Wade decision, man. It's a lot of different perspectives out here. And everything always ties back, or everything always results in men and women arguing. This is one of the, like, abortion is one of those topics where I tend to not really throw my perspective out there like that. I tend to kind of chill out on that conversation for a lot of different reasons. Now, that don't mean I don't have an opinion. That don't mean I don't have a perspective. But I tend to chill out, man. A lot of dudes be a little too aggressive with their outlook on that particular situation. You know, sometimes I lay low on that. I more so be concerned with how do women feel about that? Like, how do y'all feel? Before I start to throw my input, I want to know how the ladies feel about the Roe versus Wade decision. Like, I don't want to talk to brothers. I ain't saying we don't have a role in creating babies and things like that, but I more so want to know how the women feel about that decision before I start to build on it. So my sisters that's in the building, how do y'all feel about that decision? How do y'all feel about it? What are y'all sentiments? What are y'all thoughts? How would y'all sum it up, man? I need to know y'all sentiments, man. I mean, your brothers can add the sentiments as well, but I want to know how the sisters feel about that situation, man. What do y'all feel, man? How do y'all feel? How do y'all feel about it? Solo Peace, what's happening? What's the word? Yeah, so let me know how we feeling about that particular decision. Specifically my sisters, man. I need to know. And then we can elaborate based upon the sentiments, man, and the other perspectives out here. But let me know how y'all feel about it, man, because like I said, I'm seeing a lot of different perspectives. I'm seeing a lot of different arguments, a lot of different debates. And again, it's really leading to men and women arguing, because obviously men see it one way, women see it the other way. Very rarely have I seen men and women agreeing on this. God is peace, what's happening? So I want to see if we can come to an agreement between men and women here on this stream. So I need to know, what are the sentiments in regards to this Roe versus Wade decision here? What are the sentiments? The good kid, peace, what's happening? Let me know how we feel before I start getting into a little build of my own. How do we feel? Like I said, this is one of those topics where I tend to lay low. I don't tend to really voice my opinion on abortion and things like that, because the way I personally live my life, I don't put myself in positions to where I even have to entertain the whole concept of abortion. Like, that's why I don't really talk about it that much, man. I'm not placing myself in a position to where that's going to be a thing. I'm not out here raping women. I'm not out here creating a bunch of, you know what I'm saying? I'm not out here having a bunch of babies with different women and things like that. So abortion is not something that I've had to deal with in life, because I'm not placing myself in positions to where that even has to come up in the conversation with me. So I don't really throw my perspective out there like that. Oh, Jasmine, for sure. And that's how that's how I'm, I'm like not neutral, but I see a lot of I see points on both sides. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see points on both sides. Like, I feel like it's a case by case situation. I don't feel like it should totally be like banned. Like, nah, I feel like it's a case by case basis. Obviously, if you was raped, molested, things like that, you should be able to make that decision. Now, if it was consensual and you laid down with somebody and now you just feel like, oh, dude, trash, or we not ready, then I'm like, nah, we might, you know what I'm saying? We might need to figure this out here. You know what I'm saying? We might need to figure this out. We might need to congregate and try to figure this one out. But if you was raped, molested, all of that, then that should be no questions asked. You should be able to make that type of decision. You should be able to say, nah, I don't want this. You should have every right to do that. Like, I would never argue that. Never in my life would I argue that particular fact. Never. You know what I'm saying? Never would I argue that. Like, if you was molested, raped, for one, the person that molested and raped you should be dead. That's a law. That's a law that I would live by. They deserve death. But, we're not talking about that. But the person that did the raping and the person that did the molesting, they deserve death to me. That's how I feel about that. But you definitely should have the decision to be like, nah, I don't want this baby. I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody raped you, you should be able to say, nah, I don't want this baby. You should have all the power to do that. But if you and another guy laid down and y'all agreed to have unprotected sex, and then you just woke up one day and was like, nah, I don't think I'm ready, then that's where I'm like, hold on. That's where I'm like, wait a second. Hold on. I'm not gonna be too quick to be like, oh, it's your body, your right. Like that when that's the situation, when those are the circumstances, I'm like, hold on. We need to have a deeper discussion there. Like, we need to have a deeper discussion when y'all both laid down and agreed to have this unprotected sex, and you just woke up one day and felt like you wasn't ready. Like, then that's when I'm like, nah, I don't think that's right. Jimbo, exactly, and I was gonna get into that, Jimbo. I'm glad you brought that up. I was gonna get into that because I was gonna get into that. I'm glad you brought it up. But even in that small percentage, Like I said, those are the times where I'm like, cool. If you don't want to have it, cool. But we can't ignore that 1% because it happens. You know, we can't ignore that small percentage because it happens. So I'm just speaking to that percentage. That I'm speaking to that particular demographic. You know, if you'd have been raped, you'd have been molested. I don't care if it's only 4 people that that experienced that for the year. They should be able to say, "No, I don't want to have it." You know, that's the time where I feel like no questions asked. Boom, you deserve the right to have that or to make that decision. Now, for the other cases, I feel like it's case by case. I feel like it's case by case. You know, I feel like we got to have a conversation. Like y'all both laid down, and now you just decided that you're not ready. But you was ready to, you know what I'm saying? You was ready to lay down and engage in an act that will lead to the creation of a child, but now you're not ready to take care of the child. That's when I'm like, nah. Oh, God is for sure. And yeah, and like I said, like Jimbo said, the number is low. The percentage is low. And the reason why I'm glad that Jimbo said that, he kind of beat me to where I was going to go with it. That's the argument that I'm seeing a lot of women on like Facebook make. Whole while that percentage is low. So they like, dag, if I get raped, molested, you know, they went to the extreme. So when they came out with the decision, a lot of women went right to the extreme, which is what we tend to do. We over dramatic. You know what I'm saying? We go right to the extreme. So if I'm molested, raped at gunpoint, I'm not going to be able to, but it's like, that's a very extreme case. Not saying it won't happen, but it's a very extreme case when you look at the percentages and the statistics. But even in those extreme cases, then I believe that you should have the right to be like, no. But it's funny how when the decision came out, it's not funny, but when the decision came out, everybody jumped to that extreme, or at least the arguments I saw. They jumped to the extreme. Oh, if I'm not able to, if I'm raped at gunpoint, if I'm this, that, and the third at gunpoint, I ain't gonna be able to. It's like, man, you'd have been living how long and how often are you held at gunpoint and raped? You know, not saying again that it doesn't happen, but we jump right to that extreme. So I'm, you know, glad Jimbo brought that up because those are a lot of arguments that I was seeing. And I'm like, dang, do people really know the percentage? The percentage of abortions that were that were the result of molestation and a woman being raped. So I thought that was interesting. A lot of people was just like responding and they was throwing that out there, but I'm like, ain't nobody really bringing up the actual percentage, like the stats. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Now, again, like we could have situations where the stats could be a little, but you know, the stats are out here. The stats are out here. According to the stats, predominantly, according to the stats, this situation is predominantly revolving around choice. You deciding to sleep with a person, engage in an act that could lead to the creation of a child, and you just not wanting the child. According to the stats. Now, again, this is how people get emotional. Now, y'all hear what I'm saying? Y'all see what y'all writing? I'm saying according to the stats. Now, watch somebody come in and they say something and act like I said something was law. No, I'm saying according to the stats, according to the percentages, the statistics show that this whole situation revolves predominantly around choice, not force, not being held at gunpoint. That's what the stats say. Now, and like I said, so for the people that don't want to miss this point, and I've already said my stance on it, if you are in that small percentage, you definitely deserve the right to say, I don't want to have this child. So again, y'all know how people pick and choose. They selective with what they want to hear. So people won't hear that part. But I said it numerous times that if you are in that small percentage, then in my opinion, you should have the right to be like, nah, I don't want to have this child. So again, for the people that have selective hearing, I'm going to continue to repeat my stance on that. All God is for sure. You know, and I know personal cases like that, you know, and it's interesting. You know what I'm saying? So again, if you decided to lay down with somebody, man, you made the decision. Boom. Accountability. Now you made the decision. Now for these cases, when you laid down and made that decision, I don't feel like that's right. Because you decided you're not ready, but you was ready to sit down and make the child. You know what I'm saying? Or engage in the act that resulted in the making of that child. Like, to me, we got to have that discussion. That's more of the discussion that I'm willing to have. Because the extreme cases, like, that's almost common sense. Like, duh, like if somebody was raped or molested, then it's like, of course they should be able to be like, nah. So to me, that's common sense, you know? We should all be in agreement of that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna need to know if you one of the ones that feel like if somebody was raped or molested that they shouldn't have that choice, then yeah, we might have to reevaluate, you know what I'm saying, this relationship that we have. And again, notice what I said. If you are in that small percentage, you deserve to have the choice. Again, some of the people that's raped, they keep the child. But again, it's the choice. You should at least have a choice. You shouldn't be forced into keeping it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel about that. Like, if you was molested, raped, whatever, you should not be forced into keeping it. You should at least have a choice. Like, if you want to keep it, all right, cool. If you don't, cool. For that small percentage. Now, when we get to the other percentage, it's like, hold on, that ain't right. You laying down, you being promiscuous, you being what they would call fast, and then you just decide, nah, I don't want to have his baby for whatever reason. Hey Earl, man. Hey, I'm chunking this up. We in the social media age, so I'm done with that perspective. Cause I mean, at the end of the day, man, we on social media, man. Like your business is everywhere. Yeah, like for real, man. Let's just be honest, man. Like, man, we on social media, man. It's like in the day and age we live in, man. Nothing is really private out here, man. And a lot of these things are just conversation starters too. You know, a lot of these things lead to deeper conversations, man, and then it can lead to introspection, man. You just never know. It's a lot that can come out of it. But man, we live in a social media age, man. We always in somebody else's business. Melissa, whatever falls under that, you know what I'm saying, in that box, I feel like you should have the decision to be like yay or nay. So physical abuse, rape, molestation, whatever else I'm missing. I'm sorry if I'm missing anything, Melissa, don't mean to do it, but I can't think of everything. But anything that falls in that box to where you were like abused, anything that falls under the box of being abused and all of that, anything that falls under that box, I feel like you should have the right to make that decision. So whatever falls under that box, whatever I'm missing, whatever I left out, apologies for leaving it out, but whatever falls into that box, I believe a woman should be able to say, no, I don't want to have this child. So whatever the case may be, whatever is in that box. Now, outside of that box, then I'm like, hold on. That's where I'm kind of like, I'm like this with it. You know, that's where I'm kind of like this with it when we get outside of the box. That's why I say it's case by case. When we get outside of that box of abuse, you know, rape, molestation, incest, things like that, when we outside of that box, now I'm like up in there like, hold on. Now we got a decision to make. Oh God is here for sure. Nobody. They weren't saying that. Yeah, wasn't. Yeah, when it was jab time, y'all already know what time it was for that. Everybody act like the book Medical Apartheid hadn't been published. You know, we had forgot about all the experiments that had been conducted, you know, on black folks. Even now, we didn't forgot about Planned Parenthood, Margaret Sanger and whatnot. We didn't forgot how wicked some of these folks is. We didn't forgot how they intentionally put in, abortion clinics in black neighborhoods. Man, I live where the white folks at now. Man, you don't see no clinics. You don't see no abortion clinics like that over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see that over there. And I done lived in the hood. Boy, it ain't nothing to get to a clinic. It ain't nothing to get to an abortion clinic in the hood. Man, it ain't nothing. Boy, 5 minutes away, boom, there you go. Boom, there you go. Oh, Earl, for sure. Hey, it is what it is, man. Different strokes for different folks. Some people, hey, they get a kick out of being in other folks' business. Some of us, hey, we gonna stay in our lanes. Hey, whatever floats your boat. I'm cool with it either way. Long as you, like you say, ain't trying to cause no physical harm to me. You could talk about my business all day long as you ain't trying to cause no harm. So if you're trying to cause some physical harm to me, then now we have got a problem. But yeah, like I said, I didn't stayed in the hood. Man, I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't see how close the clinics are. Man, the clinics, like, you know what I'm saying? Every corner, boom. Every corner, boom. You go to the white neighborhoods, no. Mm-mm. So you gotta pay attention to that, man. We know the science behind, cause look, to be honest with you, and y'all can do some research into that or into this, or y'all can correct me. Man, got a little, ooh, boy, something got stuck in that throat. But y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, man. But back when I was doing a ton of research, not on this subject matter, just, my black studies, I came across a lot of books that talked about, boom, the abortion clinics, black neighborhoods, depopulation. That's the association. White neighborhoods, they have fertility problems. Has anybody else done a knowledge of that? So boom, they ain't dealing with the abortion clinics. They got fertility problems. So they got those type of facilities around to help with that issue, because more of them was suffering from that. See, we populating the planet, they don't like it, abortion clinics. They are having problems populating the planet, boom, fertility. Now, again, that's not to say we don't have sisters struggling with fertility. Again, for somebody that wants to be Captain Obvious. But we talking about percentages. We talking about the stats, So again, the agenda here, get rid of us, boom, abortion clinics everywhere. Again, we know what happens. That's influence. If we see all these abortion clinics, then it's going to be more acceptable, to the impressionable mind. So that's why they do that. They have a problem, fertility. So again, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not above correction. This is just something I came across. I'm not acting like a scholar in this particular subject matter, but I did come across a few pieces of information, a few books back in my day that made this connection. Black folks, black women, abortion clinics, boom, boom, white people, white women, fertility clinics, fertility facilities. So again, correct me if I'm wrong. Like I said, I could be wrong. I could be the only one that came across this information, but I don't think I am. And I've seen this with my own eyes. So I've seen it, I've read about it. But again, nobody is above correction. So I could be wrong. But I've made that association because I've seen it, I researched it, and I'm like, it's real in the field. Real in the field. So I always found that interesting. Montel, it's almost like because y'all know I deal with marketing, placement is everything. See, like when you study marketing, you understand like product play. They talk about product placement. Where your product is located in the store, like that's a real, you know what I'm saying? That's a real prize. If you have your product placed in the right spot, then more people gonna gravitate towards your product. Product placement is real. Product placement leads to influence. If I had this product placed a little higher, then more people gonna see it. And then if more people see it, more people gonna be influenced to buy it. Same with these clinics. If I put a clinic on every corner, more people gonna see it. So then it's gonna resonate subconsciously with the people. So then when they place it, when they put in that spot to make that decision, all they know is abortion clinic, abortion clinic, abortion clinic. Boom, now they pregnant. And now they thinking abortion, because them clinics on every corner, they know what they doing subconsciously. That's why you see those clinics. That's why you see liquor stores. That's why you see fast food stores on every corner. That's resonates subconsciously. If you saw a health food store on every corner, guess what that's going to do to your subconscious? All you seeing is juice bars, juice bars, juice bars. It's like, oh, I'm thirsty. Then automatically you gonna drive to this juice bar because that's all you seeing. That's all you seeing. So it resonates subconsciously, whether you acknowledge it or not. Every time a black woman sees that abortion clinic, is resonating subconsciously. The subconscious is going to accept everything that it sees. So that's repetition. Just like the liquor stores, boom. Abortion clinic, boom. So like this all we seeing. So we going to go grab that liquor. We going to go think about this abortion. We going to go to this McDonald's. Or at least we going to think about it because it's right there. Right around the corner. We going to go to this, you know what I'm saying? We going to go to the fried rice spot because it's right around the corner. It's right around the corner. You know, so that's why you see these facilities placed in certain areas. It's all by design. See, nothing is like, it's all by design. Like this stuff is rarely placed in our neighborhoods for the benefit of us, for the betterment of us. It's all by design. And again, the intentions are never really that good. You know what I mean? The intentions are never really that good. You know, so, but to go back to the Roe versus Wade situation, man, I hope outside of the extreme cases, you know, abuse, rape, molestation, incest, outside of that, I hope not only my sisters, but I hope my brothers, I hope we all start to be more mindful of who we choose to indulge in sexual acts with. Like, I really hope that's the result of this situation, for real. I hope we are more mindful. And again, notice I said women and men. So women, you need to be more mindful of who you choose to lay down with, and men, you need to be more mindful of who you lay down with. That's the key. Matter of fact, that should have been the key before all of this. That should have always been the key. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. So hopefully something like this would like allow people to reflect and be like, all right, man, I'm not about to just lay down with any and everybody. You know, because now they got these laws out here to where I can't, if I don't want to have this child, I'm going to be stuck with the child. So again, I hope, boom, the light bulb goes off to where it's like, all right, no, I'm not going to lay down with this dude. I don't see no future with this guy. I ain't finna lay down with this guy. But y'all, man, it look like I'm going to have to do a part 2 to this, man. I had a client just pull up on me. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to complete this build, man. So I appreciate y'all tapping in for the little 30 minutes that I had. But I'm going to come back, man. Look out for part 2 of this build. I appreciate y'all, though. Peace.